Well, my friends, it is my final day here in New Zealand, and I'm glad I got to spend it having breakfast with Will Fleming. Will, it's been awesome, brother.
Man, I enjoyed eating bacon with you.
It is now 9:55 a.m. and I'm in the parking garage of the Sky Tower here in Auckland. You're not going to believe this, but this parking garage has speakers with music pumping through the garage. I suppose at $15 an hour they can afford to pipe some music in for you to listen to while you walk back and forth from your car. It is now 3:40 in the afternoon here in Auckland, and Pauline has dropped me back off at Paul's house. Had a great time seeing the beaches. Earlier today, I was right there, up next to and inside that Sky Tower, but this is where I happen to be on this part of town right now. Paul's going to meet me at his place at 5 p.m., and since I have about an hour and 15 minutes, I'm just going to walk around. I must say that I have fallen in love with New Zealand. It is incredibly awesome here. You have to come visit. I'm very thankful for everyone who convinced me to take the extra trip and spend a couple days in the South Island. Wow. I know that one of my priorities will be to at least bring Stephanie back here, and if not, if I can get my whole family to come and visit, that would be awesome. I've said this halfway jokingly to a couple people, but I could see myself eventually one day owning a vacation home, maybe on the South Island. I think this is the right time to announce that I have been placing my daily Snapchat stories into the Cliff Ravenscraft Show feed. However, I believe this will be the final Snapchat story that will be included as a video episode of the Cliff Ravenscraft Show. If you have been watching this via the Cliff Ravenscraft Show and you've enjoyed my daily Snapchat stories, I do encourage you to follow me on Snapchat. My Snapchat username is Cliff EOTC. That stands for Cliff Encouraging Others Through Christ. Or if that's too religious for you, you could just say it's Cliff Encouraging Others Through Content. Either way, I hope that my Snapchat stories and everything else I do online is encouraging. If you've never tried Snapchat before, or if you've tried it and found it too confusing, check out my free tutorial at podcastanswerman.com/Snapchat. But yeah, when I get back home, the Cliff Ravenscraft Show is going back to audio only, as it should be. I have fallen in love with Snapchat, and I do plan on continuing to share daily Snapchat stories. I'll likely download my Snapchat stories and keep an archive for myself, personally. But I'm just going to start using Snapchat for the platform that it is. The ephemeral, it's here for 24 hours and then it's gone. I'm just going to live with that. The cool thing is knowing that the recorded video is not as important to me, it'll allow me to get a little bit more creative with pictures. Adding pictures to my Snapchat stories is something that I've avoided just because it doesn't translate well into the video when I put it in a podcast feed. But anyway, there you go. That's my announcement. This is the final video episode of the Cliff Ravenscraft Show for quite some time anyway. However, I am going to finish up this 24-hour period of time. I happen to be currently in Mount Albert in New Zealand. Alright, so I just got back to Paul's place after a 1-hour walk, which was cool. Heading back to the airport here shortly. It's kind of bittersweet. Auckland Airport here. Paul's pushing my bag for me.
Someone's going to do the hard work around the airport.
Yeah. Well, my friends, I have made it to San Francisco. It is now 24 hours since I started this Snapchat story, so I have to come to an end now. It's funny, I left New Zealand at 7:45 p.m. on Friday, and now it is 10:45 or 10:41 a.m. on Friday. So I still have a full day of travel ahead of me. My next flight out of San Francisco does not leave until like 1:30 this afternoon. That flight is to Chicago, and then I catch a flight from Chicago back to Cincinnati/Northern Kentucky, and I'll be home about midnight.